Now, I'm not gonna lie, I just got done finishing the workout, Oh man, I feel good, man. But look, KswaggReacts. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the second channel, Swag Vlogs. I will be posting more on that channel. And let's get into the intro. Yo, what's up, Swag? And you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy Keon Lar, aka KL Swag. Back here with a video, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. We are back here again with TPS, man. 8 teams that could shock the world by winning Super Bowl 57. I'm not gonna lie, my pictures better be in this video or I'm gonna go off. Cause we better win. And we gotta beat the Bills, we gotta beat the Dolphins. We're not worrying about no Chargers, nobody else. Just the Dolphins and the Bills. We beat them, it's over with. We don't beat them, I'm gonna be real mad. And we're not going anywhere. The AFC is stacked. I know that. But we do have to win. We do have to get the job done. Let's get into the video. TPS.
Entering into the season, I think we all know the favorites to win. But before you go placing your bets early, we'd like to present to you a few teams.
Also, man, let me turn down the volume, bro. Shout out to one of my subs, bro, that said something about the volume, bro. You guys said you guys couldn't hear me.
Who you might not have considered. A couple of teams who have quietly been building up their forces to really take on the league this year.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't all that shocking to see the Los Angeles Rams win Super Bowl 56. Their star-studded roster got even better with the Matthew Stafford trade, and sure enough, it paid off with a championship in their own stadium. Heading into 2022, we all know who the main title contenders are. The Rams, Bucks, Bills, Bengals, Chiefs, and Packers are the first teams that all come to mind. The Niners, Broncos, Ravens, and Colts also look poised to make some noise too. But these 8 teams are being largely overlooked when really they have all the pieces in place to go on a run. So, without further ado, here are 8 teams who could shock us by winning Super Bowl 57. Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are coming off a second straight postseason appearance, so how could it be a shock if they won Super Bowl 57? Well, that's pretty easy to explain. They needed a late season surge and meltdowns from the Los Angeles Chargers and Indianapolis Colts to sneak in as the final wildcard team last year. And then they were crushed by the Kansas City Chiefs in the wildcard round. Ben Roethlisberger had almost nothing left in that fading arm, so it's a miracle that Pittsburgh won 9 games last year. And no matter how you feel about Mitch Trubisky,
bro, they just got a good defense.
How unsure you are of rookie Kenny Pickett, we're pretty confident that either would be an upgrade over last year's version of Big Ben. But it's not even the QB position that had us believing that Pittsburgh can surprise. It's their loaded defense anchored by reigning defensive player of the year TJ Watt, who tied Michael Strahan's single-season sack record with a 22.5 last year despite missing 2 games. And finally, the Steelers have quietly pieced together a real good set of offensive weapons. Najee Harris had 1,200 rushing yards last season. Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool, rookie George Pickens, and second-year tight end Pat Freiermuth give Trubisky and Pickett a lot to work with here. The Steelers play in a brutal division featuring the reigning AFC champions Cincinnati Bengals, Lamar Jackson's Baltimore Ravens, and the star-studded Cleveland Browns. It's easy to write off Mike Tomlin's squad in 2022, but do so at your own risk. To us, they are a big-time Super Bowl sleeper. New Orleans Saints. The Saints won 9 games last season, but Jameis Winston, of course, was responsible for 5 of them. If he didn't miss the final 10 games with an ACL tear, New Orleans would have made the playoffs. Led by Alvin Kamara and the league's 4th best scoring D, the Saints fell just short of another playoff appearance. There were several highlights, however, including the season sweep of Tom Brady's Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the demolition of the Green Bay Packers and MVP Aaron Rodgers in Week 1. Losing Sean Payton to retirement won't derail these Saints. GM Mickey Loomis retained Winston on a team-friendly deal and picked up 2 quality safeties and Marcus May and All-Pro Tyrann Mathieu, as well as 5-time Pro Bowl wideout Jarvis Landry in free agency. Staying aggressive at the draft, the Saints traded up for Ohio State speedster Chris Olave. They drafted the feisty Trevor Penning to replace the departed Terron Armstead on the offensive line, so the elite pass protection group shouldn't miss a beat. And this is all before we mentioned Cameron Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore, and Eric Michael Thomas. If these guys won 9 games with a bunch of backups last year, just imagine how good they'll be this year. New Orleans will absolutely push for the NFC South Division crown. But that's not all. Look for them to vie for the Super Bowl next season, and don't be shocked if they actually win it all. Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins have recorded back-to-back winning seasons, yet they somehow missed out on the postseason both years, even with the expanded playoff field. Life's unfair sometimes. But the Fins aren't looking for sympathy. GM Chris Greer has had enough and threw all the chips into the middle of the table this year. He traded for former Kansas City Chiefs star receiver Tyreek Hill, giving 2021 rookie phenom Jalen Waddle an elite sidekick. Cedric Wilson Jr. should slot in as a fine number 3 receiver, and Sony Michel, Raheem Mostert, and Chase Edmonds add more speed and versatility to the backfield. Finally, free agent pickups Terron Armstead and Connor Williams promise to upgrade the pass protection in front of Tua Tagovailoa. This offense...
It's wild.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm
Offense has the potential to be a top 5 unit under first-year head coach Mike McDaniel. Don't overlook the defense led by Xavier Howard, Emmanuel Ogbah, and Jerome Baker, plus young stalwarts Jalen Phillips and Javon Holland. Miami has made the playoffs once since 2009. Nobody will be shocked if they qualify this year, though. But the talent is certainly there for them to take it a step further by actually winning Super Bowl 57. Washington Commanders. The Commanders have become an afterthought in the NFC, but we'd be cautious about counting out a team that's recorded back-to-back 7-win seasons under Ron Rivera. It's quite admirable how competitive Washington has been with the group of quarterbacks they've had to work with over the past couple of seasons. Taylor Heineke and Alex Smith had their moments, but they weren't exactly wowing you each and every week. And as much hate as Carson Wentz gets, you have to believe he's an upgrade over any QB Washington has used since Kirk Cousins left in 2018. Yes, he melted down late in each of the last 2 seasons, but when he's on, he's on. Riverboat Ron will surely let Wentz take the aggressive chances that the Colts wouldn't. Terry McLaurin and Antonio Gibson each put up over 1,000 yards last year. Curtis Samuel, who missed most of the season, had over 1K yards of offense in 2020 with the Panthers. First-round pick Jahan Dotson could totally go off as a 1,000-yard receiver as well. But it's mostly Washington's defense that we're excited about here. The unit unexpectedly regressed big time a year ago, but that should all change. Chase Young endured a sophomore slump before suffering a season-ending ACL tear. Perhaps this is the year where he makes the jump to official superstardom. Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, and Daron Payne can all push for double-digit sacks. Kendall Fuller and Cameron Curl round out an underrated secondary. If Wentz can regain the form we saw him play with in Philly from 2017 to 2019, the Commanders should compete for a playoff spot. And if that D returns to its 2020 form, or anything close to it, they might just go all the way. Hey, I'm just saying, we have seen crazier things happen. Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are coming off a 4th straight losing season. Playing in a division with the powerhouse Bucks and always competitive Saints isn't easy either. So it's not hard to write this team off. But don't you folks notice that this team has a history of coming out from nowhere? They reached the NFC title game in their 2nd season of existence. Nobody had them reaching Super Bowl 38 at the start of the 2003 season, and who had them winning 12 games in 2013, or going 15-1 en route to a Super Bowl appearance in 2015. So why can't this Panthers team enjoy a similar jump to the elite club? We're not saying it will happen, but the talent is certainly there for Matt Rule's group to make some noise. Carolina had the number 2 defense last year in terms of yards allowed. Never mind that they were 21st in scoring defense. Sam Darnold and their other quarterback left the D out to dry all too often. They have Christian McCaffrey, who's a top 3 running back when healthy. DJ Moore is quickly establishing himself as one of the game's most dangerous wideouts, and maybe second-year product Terrace Marshall breaks out with Baker Mayfield throwing him the football instead of Sam Darnold. The O-line was an absolute mess last year, but it has 3 new starters and promising rookie Ike Mekwonu and free agent pickups Bradley Bozeman and Austin Corbett. If Mayfield stays healthy and plays like the guy we saw back in 2018 and 2020, Carolina will have solved its quarterback issues. Throw in a healthy Run CMC and that stingy defense, and, well, these guys could really go off in 2022. Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have a history of underperforming whenever they're viewed as a big-time title contender. I mean, they've made the playoffs once since their thrilling run to the NFC Championship game, even though Kirk Cousins is a better QB than Case Keenum. Anyhow, the Vikings have fallen into irrelevance these last 3 seasons, but with practically no pressure on them heading into 2022, is this the year they actually band together and break through in crunch time? Kirk Cousins gets so but he has his days where he looks like a top 10 QB. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Dalvin Cook are as good of an offensive supporting cast as it gets. You know the Vikings will put up a ton of points, and new head coach Kevin O'Connell is better suited to lead this offense than Mike Zimmer was. There are lots of holes on that defense, but if Danielle Hunter can finally stay healthy, he and newcomer Zadarius Smith could form one of the conference's top pass rushing duos. The secondary looks awful on paper, but Harrison Smith is still a stud, and maybe, just maybe, rookie defensive backs Lewis Seen Jr. and Andrew Booth make immediate contributions.
What they do? They got
the defense can just somehow go from awful to at least average, then they'll be a playoff team. No team would want to face that vaunted offense in a single elimination contest. Tennessee Titans. The Titans are coming off a 6th straight winning season, a 3rd straight playoff berth, and a 12-win season where they finished as the AFC's top seed. So why are they on this list? Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious, no? Ryan Tannehill's last 2 playoff outings have led to questions about his ability to lead this team all the way. Derrick Henry missed most of last season with a foot injury, so there's suddenly concerns about his durability now. Tennessee also lost Pro Bowl guard Roger Saffold to the Buffalo Bills, and they curiously traded away star wideout A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles. That's the bad news. But now, the good news. Derrick Henry is still Derrick Henry, and if he's healthy, he can single-handedly win a game like no other running back in this era. Tannehill is still good enough and doesn't have to be on his A-game if Henry is at his best. Losing Brown hurts, no doubt, but trade acquisition Robert Woods can replace some of his production if he's at full strength, and rookie Treylon Burks is no slouch himself. Also, the front 7 was lights out last season. The secondary is in good hands with Kevin Byard, and promising corner Caleb Farley could be a difference maker if he erases the injury concerns and plays most of the season. Mike Vrabel's squad has been constantly overlooked since he joined the team in 2018. Perhaps they bounce back from last year's heartbreaking playoff loss and break through as champs in 2022. Las Vegas Raiders. Lots of folks expect the Raiders to contend for a playoff spot, but how many of you actually think this team could rise as a Super Bowl contender in the stacked AFC? The Raiders won 10 games last season and went to a playoff berth, and that was before they traded for the game's best receiver in Devontae Adams, and before they signed future Hall of Famer Chandler Jones to harass opposing QBs alongside Max Crosby. So, you know the offense will be prolific with Derek Carr throwing to Adams, Hunter Renfrow, and Darren Waller. Josh Jacobs is good for over 1,000 yards a season. Josh McDaniels has all the weaponry he needs to enjoy a much better second head coaching stint. The defense improved last year thanks largely to the play of rookies Trayvon Merrick and Nate Hobbs. If they can build off 2021, this secondary could become a very respectable unit. But make no mistake, that defense runs through Jones and Crosby. It's easy to overlook the Raiders since they reside in a division with Patrick Mahomes' Kansas City Chiefs, Justin Herbert's Los Angeles Chargers, and Russell Wilson's Denver Broncos. But the Raiders could very well feature the best offense in the league this season, and their pass rushing tandem might be enough to slow down the production of the other elite QBs in the AFC. Add it all up, and the Raiders should be viewed as a sleeper team to win Super Bowl 57. The talent is certainly there, folks. But which other teams could shock us by winning Super Bowl 57?
Wow, bro. They didn't even use my Patriots, bro. That's crazy. Oh, my God. All right. I'll see y'all in this video. That's crazy. Oh, come on, bro. Come on.